We continue now at the top of Daf Chavtes Amud Aleph in Mesechet Kesubos. This is Kesubos Daf 29a. The Mishnah says, Elu Naros, the following young women, Sheyesh Lehem Knas, they receive the Knas payment. This is talking about if they are raped. We'll see Rashi in a moment. Haba al HaMamzeres, if somebody has relations, again, it's talking a situation of onus, of rape over here, with a Mamzeres, V'al HaNesina or a Nesina, V'al HaKusis or a Kusis. Haba al HaGiores, let's say somebody has relations with a Giores, a convert, V'al HaShvuya, this is a captive, V'al HaShifcha or a maidservant, Sheniftu, V'shenisgairu, V'shenistachru, talking about a situation where they were redeemed, or they converted, or they were freed. Pechusos mibanos shalosh shanim v'yom echad, when they were younger than 3 years old in a day. The point is, if that happened at that age, so then we can assume they are besula, that they are a virgin. Habo alachoso, if somebody has relations with his sister, v'alachos aviv, or with the sister of his father, v'alachos imo, or the sister of his mother, v'alachos ishto, or the sister of his wife, v'al eishes achiv, or the wife of his brother, v'al eishes achi aviv, or let's say the wife of the brother of his father, v'al hanida or an anida. In all of these situations, yesh lehem knas. Again, there's a payment, there's a fine payment that a person has to pay if he rapes any of these women. He does have to pay that in all of these cases. Afal pi shehein bihi kares, even though there's a punishment of kares over here. So you might have thought, well, if there's a punishment of kares, there should not also be a punishment, a monetary punishment. But the Mishnah says, no, ein bahen misas bezin, since there's no misa in court, it's just the punishment of kares. You can have tashlum and you can have payment together with kares. And Rashi over here explains, Elu Naros, Davka Nara, we're talking specifically about a Nara, which is a young girl, Mishahevia Shtei Saros, she's already had the signs of maturity, the two hairs, Ad Shati Boger, but she's not yet a Bogeres, which would be a full-fledged adult, Vehem Shisha Chadashim, it's actually just a period of 6 months, Shebei Naros Lebagros, which goes from Naros to Bagros, Aval Katana U Bogeres, the point is if she's a Katana or a Bogeres, Ein Lehem Knas, she does not receive the Knas payment. Sheyesh lam kanas, the case again, Rashi says, Im onsa adam nosein la'aviyah chamishim kasef. The case here is if a person rapes these women, he has to pay her father 50 kasef. Kedechsiv nosan ho'isha shochev, that's from a pasuk. Habala mamzeres, the first case was if he has relations with a mamzeres. The Gemara Parach, the Gemara will ask, Aval kasheros lo, mamzeres is somebody of disqualified lineage. What if she has qualified lineage? Then you don't have to pay. Umeshani, the Gemara is going to answer, psulos itzricha leila ashmin, and there's a chiddush here specifically saying there's a kanas by a mamzeres. It doesn't mean to exclude kasheros. It's telling you a chiddush by mamzeres. Nesina, it also says if he rapes a Nesina, what's a Nesina? Min ha-Givonim, this was from the nation of the Givonim. V'asura l'kol, a person who's from the Givonim is usher to marry into the community. The David Gazar Aleim, David made a gezerah, anyone who comes from the Givonim is not allowed to marry in the community. Kedamrin b'Yavamas, this is all discussed in Yavamas. Why are they called Nesina? V'al shem vayitneim Yehoshua chot v'yetzim v'shoav v'mayim, it says that Yehoshua designated them to chop the wood and to draw the water. So the word Nesina, they're given over, that's from the word Vayitnim, Karilu Nesinim, that's why these people were called the Nesinim. And Kusis, it says also if he rapes a Kusis, Kasavar Gere Arayosein. So again, this Mishnah holds that the Kusim are referring to the Shomronim, the Samaritans. So this opinion in the Mishnah holds that their conversion was not a real conversion. They just converted because of the fear they had of the lions. That's a story in Sefer Malachim. V'yeshnan belav lo tischatin bam. Therefore, since they're not really Jewish, so there's a prohibition to have relations. That's a prohibition of lo tischatin bam. All of the cases over here, there's some additional prohibition aside from the situation of the rape that is going on. V'al hashvuya, and then the Mishnah talked about a captive, Yisraelis, Sheniftis. We're talking here about a Jewish girl who was captured, Pechusa mibas shalosh shanim, and she was captured less than 3 years old. To v'cheskas besulahi, the point over here is that she has the presumption that she is a besula. Sha'afila nivala b'shavea besula achosrim, even if she was raped, or even if she had relations while she was a captive, the besulim will return, and she's still considered to be a besula. That's the point over here. V'al eishes achiv, and then again there was a case of the wife of his brother, sheneskacha lo la'achiv v'girsha. The case specifically is that she had a kedushin with his brother, and then he divorced her. She'ein ba misa. So now you don't have a situation of misa over here. It's not like adultery, ela kares, but it is a problem of the wife of his brother, which is kares. V'al eishes achi aviv, also the wife of the brother of his father. Again, same case. Sheneskacha lo v'girsha. She had a kedushin with him, and then they divorced. Afal pi she'ein bihi kares harei ein bahem misas bezin. The point of the Mishnah is, even though these cases over here are kares situations, but it's not a situation of misas bezin. The kares lo pater le min hatashlum, and the point is that kares is not enough to pater one from having to make the payment. And the Gemara says, Hani naros pesulos islu knas, do the women, these young girls who have flawed lineage, they receive the knas payment, kasheros lo, but if you have a situation of women that are kasheros, they don't receive the knas payment, that doesn't make sense. And so the Gemara answers, this is what the Mishnah means. Elu naros psulos sheyesh lam knas. The following women who are psulos, who have flawed lineage, they receive knas. Habala mamzeres ve'al nesina ve'al akusis. For example, mamzeres nesina kusis. In other words, it's not meant to include the ksheros. It's just giving you a list of the psulos who receive the knas. And the Gemara continues at the two dots, Nara in Ketana lo. It says if she's a Nara, then she receives this payment. But if she's a Ketana, if she's a minor, she does not. And the Gemara says, Mantana, who is the author of our Mishnah? Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. Rav Yehuda says in the name of Rav, Rabbi Meir, he, the author of our Mishnah is Rabbi Meir. Rashi over here says, Rabbi Meir, he can maisi brisa l'kamei. We're going to bring a brisa to support this. The Tanya, as we learned in a brisa, Ketana mibasi yom echad. If you have a Ketana from the day she's 1 day old, Viad shatavi shtei saros, until she has the 2 hairs, until she has the signs of maturity. Yesh la mecher ve'ein la knas. Rashi over here says yesh la mecher means to say yesh la via bazachia la machar l'shifchas. First of all, her father has a right; he has the right to sell her as a shifcha in that situation. Ve'ein la knas, and also there's no knas. Shahabola eino chayiv knas. Meaning, if you have relations with her, there is no chayiv of a knas by this ketana. Umishatavish de saros. Now, from the point that she brings forth the 2 hairs, she has the signs of maturity. Ve'an shatibagar, until the point that she reaches full adulthood. Yesh la knas. So then she actually does receive the knas payments. Ve'ein la mecher, but she can't be sold as a shifcha. Divrei Rabbi Meir. That's the opinion of Rabbi Meir. Shahaya Rabbi Meir Omer, because Rabbi Meir would say kol makam sheyesh mecher ein knas. In a situation where there's a possibility of sale for a shifcha, there is no knas. V'chol makam sheyesh knas ein mecher. But if there's a situation of knas, then there is no mecher. Rashi over here says ve'ein la mecher. Again, if she reaches that age, there is no selling her. Kedetanya yochel yimchor adam es bito kashi nara, like it says in the brisa. I might think a person can sell his daughter when she's a nara. Amid kal v'chomer mechura kvari yotza. We should say a kal v'chomer that's not true, because if she was already sold before, she actually leaves her servitude. Achshav she'ena mechura. Now that she hasn't yet been sold, eino din shaloti macher. Obviously, she's not going to be able to be sold as a nara. And the brisa continues, v'chachamim omrim, and the chachamim say, ketana mibas shalosh shanim v'yom echad, when it comes to a ketana, so from when she is 3 years old and a day, v'ad shetibagar, until she is an adult, yesh la knas, then she does receive the knas payment. The Gemara says, knas in mecher lo. 1 second, is it only the knas and not mecher? And so the Gemara qualifies it and says, ema, what it really should read is as follows. We'll take a look at Rashi over here. Mibas gimel shanim v'yom echad shi ru'uya lebia. According to the chachamim, it has to be from the point in time when she is fit to have relations. That's from 3 years old. Mecher lo, again, you're not able to sell. Bitmiya, does that make any sense? And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Tes Amud Beis.